morning. It's Monday morning, bright and early. I'm still waking up, and I wanted to welcome you to this vlog because my friend Sumin is going to be coming over in a few hours. I have a bit of work to do before she gets here, but she's coming over and bringing some vases that we're going to glaze together, which is like very adorable and a cute little craft, but it's for a gallery opening show or a gallery show for ceramics, and they invited Sumin to do it, and then she asked if I wanted to do it, so now I'm doing it. So yeah, it'll be fun. I've glazed ceramics before. We didn't make the ceramic pots, it was from another local artist, I think, or ceramicist. So we're just gonna be doing the patterns and the ornamentation and the whatever. So should be fun. Oh my gosh, what a surprise! Welcome to my home!
Yay! I brought your stuff.
Thank you. Cute. So yeah, she arrived with my vase and some glazes, and she meant to be working on the vase with me and we would just share the glazes, but she said that she didn't like the design that she came up with, so she was just like trying to start over with the sketch. So this is me just starting to draw on the vase itself. You can see in the corner, I did like a little thumbnail sketch of what I was thinking for the vase, but it was basically, you know, all of the detailing and everything, all of the figuring out was happening right on the vase itself. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it ended up being okay, I think. The ink on here is transferring onto the... I can erase it off though, which is weird. Like, why? No, you go. We ended up calling our other friend Trudy and seeing if she wanted to come by and hang out with us as well. Sumin and I have been doing freelance for a while, and Trudy has just kind of joined us in the dark side of being freelance, so we all kind of have very open and flexible schedules, so it was nice. We all just kind of listened to some Japanese city pop and worked on our individual things together. Okay, hello! How is it going? Literally my tripod is right here with me, but you guys are balancing on a roll of paper towel. Because I'm smart. So yeah, I've been working away at this pot vase. I finished the sketch on it earlier today. My friends went home earlier and then I had to do a bit of client work, but now it's the evening and I'm getting some progress on this. The timeline is very tight with this. So like I just did the sketch and then glazing it or whatever. It'll be simple because I'm literally just like lining it, but it is just like a lot of concentration and precision and stuff with the lines, because I feel like this glaze, I'm not like super well versed in pottery or glazing and stuff like that, but if you've used glaze before, it's very like kind of thick and goopy, so it's a little bit difficult to be precise with it. So I'm just kind of, you know, getting used to how that is. But yeah, gonna continue with this and then hopefully it goes well. I'm sure if I, you know, go slow and steady, it'll be fine. And then hopefully once it's fired, you know, it looks how I want it to look. But yeah, we'll see. So I need to get this finished by Wednesday. Today's Monday. And so hopefully I can get this done tonight, if not pretty close. And it's it's a collaboration between the Nest Gallery, which I did a piece for them in one of their previous shows, that like rabbit lady piece or whatever painting that I did. I did a whole like process video. If you guys want to watch that, I'll put it in the cards somewhere. So yeah, they're doing another one, but they're collaborating with the like Chinatown Association as like a fundraiser for Chinatown. And yeah, everything from like when this sells will be going to be donated to Chinatown. And if it doesn't sell, then they get to keep the piece. So it's kind of low pressure for me since it is being like donated, and like it's, you know, it's just, I'm just donating my time and my skills or whatever. But yeah, so like it's a nice little chill activity that I just need to get done by like tomorrow. That's the only thing that's a little bit stressful, is the timeline. But truly, if I did have more time, I would just put it off and then do it in a couple days anyways, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah. This is very high-key sketchy. Oh, not even in frame. Great, love that. Hi, hello. This is high-key very sketchy because this is a vase, right? It's ceramic. If it falls, it will break and die, and I will cry. But I can't just stay leaned over, you know, like this painting. It's just not good for my back. But yeah, making good progress, finished the dragon, but I'm seeing some like slight variation in line weight. I feel like I went a little heavier up top. So I'm just gonna kind of go in on some of the sections of the dragon and thicken the line a little bit, just so it feels a little bit more consistent. But yeah, hi, how are you guys? I changed, I'm wearing a hat because I just went to the grocery store. I needed to grab some things and I just got back. I'm doing well. I have a bunch of editing to do because it is July 30th today. And I haven't finished editing my video podcast for Patreon yet, and that needs to go out on August 1st. But it shouldn't be too much of a task, I would think, to get it done. I got a start on it. I just need to take it over the finish line. But yeah, today feels very chill. Yesterday was like kind of a busy work day. On top of working on this, I got a bunch of like client stuff done in the morning and then afterwards. And so that feels good. I feel kind of free and cleared up today to work on whatever. Although that whatever kind of needs to be this, because like I mentioned, I need to drop it off to get fired tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going at a good pace, I think, so I'm not stressed about it. Working on something like this is very like nice and peaceful. I think there's such a joy to working on, I don't know, a 3D object. I'm so used to doing my art on like flat surfaces, on canvases, but actually working on something that's like usable and has utility to it and you can like hold and touch and look at it multiple angles. It just feels very, I don't know, the experience of working on something like that is very joyful. I tried wheel throwing last summer or fall or something like that. It exists on a vlog somewhere. I don't know which vlog, but yeah, I made little, I don't know, just like little catch-all ceramic containers or whatever. And that whole process was so enjoyable for me. And I think being such like a digital art person that I am, I always crave some sort of physical creation. That's why I get like the itch to paint every once in a while. But I think working on ceramics just takes that a step further. And yeah, after trying wheel throwing that first time last year or whatever, I left feeling like I would love to have, like when I'm older and I have like extra space or something in my house, I would love to like own a wheel thrower or like have like a little ceramics pottery setup to just like make stupid fucking useless ceramics. That just sounds so nice to me. I'm just imagining like when I'm retired or something, like when I'm old and don't really have much to do, just like waking up and throwing some pottery or whatever for no real reason, just for fun. And that just sounds like the dream. Just making for the joy of it, you know? And like, I don't know, opportunities for that are hard to find, I think, especially if you create as your job and to make a living. Everything kind of, you can't help but see it with an angle of like, how can I monetize this? How can I be the most productive that I can be with my creativity? And that's just, you know, the joys of living under capitalism or whatever. But I dream of a time or a day where I can create without that weight, if that'll ever come, you know? That's the hope. So it's been so rainy the past few days, and this morning is kind of no different. I've been going on walks in the mornings just around my neighborhood, and yeah, it's like a nice way to start my day. I just like get up and go. It kind of is like emulating a vibe for me of like if I lived in a more walkable neighborhood, or like if my life included more walking to, like, you know, if I had a job I had to walk to, or I don't know, if I had to like walk to school or like some sort of community thing, even though it's just like, it's literally just a walk around the block and then I come home. It's kind of sad, but I crave, you know, I don't know, just like going out and walking and being outside. And I think starting my days like that is nice. So, yeah. So either later on that day or later on that week, I honestly cannot remember. I was craving some sketchbooking time because I felt like it had been a hot second since I've, I don't know, sat down with my sketchbook and tried to draw something. Yeah, it kind of feels like unless I'm doing a sketchbooking video or I have some sort of like project in mind that is going to motivate me and push me to sketchbook regularly, or if I'm traveling, I don't really pull out my sketchbook very often. And I feel like that's been something that I've been struggling with and wanting to do for a really long time. That is like, I don't know, incorporating regular sketchbooking back into my daily schedule. And I don't know, it's difficult. I'm trying to think of like ways that I can do that in a way that like fits into my life nicely, because I feel like I would love to give like an hour or two a day to just like play in my sketchbook. But even that, like thinking about that, like where would I fit that in? You know, I feel like my days are already so packed with like work and YouTube and everything else that I have going on. And trying to like be healthy and take care of myself. I don't know, I feel like this is a struggle for anybody trying to fit their hobbies or build a new habit into their already busy life. But yeah, I kind of think like it may take some sort of accountability buddy or something, or something to push me to sketchbook regularly. I don't know what that would be. One idea that I had was like maybe I could figure out a way or like some sort of posting schedule or something that I would be comfortable with my Patreon, and like my patrons can kind of be my accountability buddy. That like, I don't know whether it's like a page a day or something. That seems a little bit extreme from where I am now, but like, or like a spread a week or something like that, some sort of regular deadline that kind of reminds me and pushes me to spend time in my sketchbook. But yeah, I'm not completely sorted on that yet. So I guess I'll keep you guys updated once I figure that out. But yeah, what I'm drawing, I've literally not talked at all about what we're literally drawing here. This is I was craving drawing some photos from the Olympics, from like past sketchbook sessions and things like that. I feel like you guys know that I enjoy drawing athletes a lot. Photography of athletes like doing their thing is really great for like dynamic poses and just like anatomy and all that stuff. So yeah, I've been very unplugged from the Olympics. I really have not been watching very much, but I was kind of reminded of them and wanted to see what kinds of cool photography has come from it. So I chose this photo of pole jumper, pole vault. Is that what that's called? I don't know sports. So, yeah. Hello, it is 2:43 in the afternoon. Lately, I forget when I started doing this, but I've kind of been trying to follow like a structure of my days generally, particularly the work days, just so that I have like kind of a daily routine, something similar to, what existed when I had a job. I was expected at certain hours at my desk, and that kind of really helps push things along, obviously. So I've been doing like from 8-ish, 9 a.m. to around 2 p.m. I'll work. And then at 2 p.m. I'll either go to the gym, because I like going to the gym in the middle of the day because it's not as busy. Or if I'm not going to the gym that day, I tell myself that I want to sketchbook or do something kind of like restorative and not particularly for anything or like any work or anything. This kind of stemmed from you know, wanting to do more sketchbooking regularly, like how I used to when I was in school. I always found myself like pulling out my sketchbook whenever I had a free moment. But these days, like working from home and, you know, not really having much structure to my days, it's easy to just not even think about sketchbooking. So hence my little scheduled programming at 2 p.m. when I don't go to the gym. That's supposed to be sketchbooking time. And it's on and off, you know, because sometimes I do something else or sometimes I don't follow that schedule exactly. But yeah, today I did want to follow that schedule, so I did. Yeah, I wanted to draw this Olympics lady. I'm so unplugged from watching the Olympics right now. So I have no idea what's going on. My one friend sent me, hi Sally. My one friend Sally sent me that gun person from Korea. What was her name?
And it's there, the world record has gone.
Yeji Kim. I'm sure you've seen her, like I've seen other artists draw her already. I didn't draw her, but I do want to, and I think like Olympics or like sports photography in general, which I've talked about, is like the perfect sketchbook figure drawing reference. But yeah, used my trusty ballpoint pen, which I've been enjoying lately. How are you guys? How's it going? I feel like this vlog so far has been very disjointed maybe, and I feel like I say that about every vlog that I do just because I film over such a long period of time and I like pull out my camera whenever I feel the urge or whatever, or if I'm, you know, doing something and I want to specifically get that for the vlog. So I don't really know how the pace of this is turning out right now, but what does it matter? All of my vlogs are just what they are. But yeah, that was my little sketchbook session. I think I'm gonna keep sketchbooking a little bit more without the camera. Maybe do something a little less focused, non-referencey, if I feel like it. And yeah, we'll chat with you guys later. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, this morning I just sat down to feel my feelings or whatever. Because I feel like I'm in a bit of a state, or I'm coming out of being in a bit of a state. This weekend was kind of a lot in terms of like I was very busy and I was like doing lots of stuff, and while it was, you know, fun and whatever what I was doing, I was seeing a lot of friends. It was just a lot of I don't know, my days were very full and I feel like I didn't really have the space or the capacity to socialize that much. I am an introvert, so too much of that can be overwhelming. But yeah, now that we're, you know, past that and into the week, I'm having some time to process and give myself space and go a little slower, which I am feeling very grateful for, that I even have the capacity to feel how I feel and try to process it in a healthy way. That in itself is a privilege in the world that we live in, and unfortunately, although it really should not be. So yeah, I just wanted to check in, say hello. Something in me is stopping me from, or making me feel a little distant from the vlog, and that is a reoccurring thing for me. We all know this, so it's like, it's a cycle. I know I'll get through it, and I feel like I am a little bit talking with you guys now. Sorry. Yeah, I woke up this morning and the house was a little bit chilly, to my delight, because I haven't been able to wear my favorite sweatshirt in a long time. Sorry, lately it's been hard to speak without coughing. I don't know if it's like been low-key smoky and like my throat is feeling it. I wonder if my coughing is like... Okay, hold on. I wonder if my coughing is like low-key the tone at which I talk? Because if I'm talking up here, it feels okay. But like I tend to talk down here and it's a little bit more froggy, so maybe it's like irritating my throat. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I've been ruminating on the whole sponsorship discussion we've all been having. I've received so many comments on that one video where I brought it up that have been so supportive, very insightful, lots of people sharing their opinions on it. But I feel like the consensus has been like, yeah, there is a sense of ickiness about doing sponsorships and doing just like ad reads and stuff, but firstly, like that's not the way that it has to be. And if I were to do stuff like that, I feel like you guys trust me to try and do it in like a as genuine a way as I can, or like only take on sponsorships by people that I actually like so that it's like somewhat authentic. I don't know, it's still tricky, but of course, like I know I knew that you guys would be fine with it and ultimately supportive, and just knowing that has like eased my anxiety a lot. But the more that I've been thinking about it and, you know, considering every possibility in my head, the more I'm thinking like if I were to start taking sponsorships, that would be another piece of my life that I would have to think about, and that would take up my, I don't know, stress meter, I guess. And working with companies in general is already stressful, right? Or like, I don't know, like working with my clients on my design side, unrelated to YouTube, is fine. Mostly because, you know, I've developed relationships with people, and it's like I know that I'm working with like people. It's mostly like small companies or whatever, all basically local. But then opening up that relationship to like larger companies and whole teams, that is a lot of stress that I'm not sure if I'm willing to take on. And so that takes up space in my brain, which is taking away from more creative pursuits, or like finding income through my art and not through my YouTube and not through my following. And like I expressed this sentiment to one of you guys in the comments of that video, I think. But I feel like if I were to take sponsorships, I would be moving the needle more to being a quote-unquote YouTuber and farther away from being an artist. And while it's like you could make the argument of like, why not do both? Like you can get your art clients and get more illustration projects and whatever, while also doing YouTube sponsorships and getting extra income that way. But I feel like there is a level of like psychological, like if I know I'm making enough money, or part of my income is covered by YouTube sponsorships, I'm obviously going to prioritize that to an extent. And if money is coming in, I'm less motivated to find money doing what I actually want to do. You know what I mean? It's like complacency or like comfort. If I get too comfortable making money through sponsorships, which is the, you know, maybe easier way to do it because it's right there, I'll be less incentivized to try and figure out how to make more money doing art and illustration and the things that I actually want to do. I think I said something like I want to be an artist, not a YouTuber. And if I take sponsorships, I'm moving closer to being a YouTuber and moving farther away from being an artist. So in that sense, it like, I'm kind of feeling like the move is to just not do sponsorships. And I know there's like lots of other YouTubers and stuff that don't take sponsorships. I feel like the more I've thought about this and the more that like I have been continuing to watch people on YouTube and stuff like that, the more I notice, you know, when
I'm like, oh yeah, like this creator that I follow never does an ad read. And that's kind of cool. So it like makes me think like people do this, you know? So it's not like completely, I don't know, stupid what I'm saying. And yeah, like I don't know, thinking about like what made me want to start doing YouTube in the first place, I think back to like when I was much younger and I looked up to the YouTubers that I did, and it made me want to make YouTube videos. It was all out of like pure curiosity and love, and I just thought like the people that I watched on YouTube were just like cool for like sharing and being creative and being open, and that's what I wanted to do too in video format. And like I didn't even consider like the following or the money that comes from having a following. Like my silly little childhood self like didn't even think about that. I didn't even think YouTubers made money, you know? But now it's like being a successful YouTuber and making lots of money kind of go hand in hand. So it's like, of course, when you think about being a YouTuber, there is that aspect of like you're motivated in some way by the money. But yeah, that's not really why I started doing YouTube, one, and what I want to do as I continue to grow. Especially if, you know, the way to do that is by doing something that I don't find natural, or that I am uncomfortable with, or that I feel like will ultimately take away from my goals and my life in the bigger picture, you know? So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. And like this, of course, this isn't a declaration of like, I'm never gonna do a sponsorship ever in my life, ever. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but for the most part, like I don't want sponsorships or like working with companies to be a regular thing, and I don't think that will happen. But yeah, who knows, you know? Who knows who's out there? So that's where I am, that's where I've landed, and that's what I think I'm happy with in terms of a decision, at least for now. And I will keep you guys updated. So yeah. Anyways, I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you again for engaging with me, for speaking with me in that last video, giving me your guys' opinions. It has been instrumental to easing my anxieties and helping me come to a bit of a decision here. So yeah, thank you for that and for everything, as always. That's usually what I say at the end of the video, but we're not ending the video right now. I don't have very many like urgent work things that I need to do today, so I'm kind of hoping to start on some new illustrations for Patreon, and then I kind of want to do two, and then one of them will be for Patreon. So yes, we'll move on to that. Thank you for listening. Hi, I'm going to IKEA today. We love IKEA. Yeah, today's Friday, and I've been meaning to go to IKEA. I want to get some new glass Tupperware, because all I have is plastic Tupperware,
and I've recently become very aware of microplastics. So yeah, I thought, you know, may as well just get some glass ones so I can use them in the microwave safely. So yeah, I'm gonna bring my iPad. Something that I love doing at IKEA is hanging out in their cafeteria because they have free coffee for IKEA family members or whatever, free coffee and tea. And yeah, working there because their spaces are usually quite nice to work in. So yeah, yesterday I got a bunch of work started on my next 2 illustrations. So my next 2 letters or whatever in the alphabet superset thing that I'm still doing is N and O, because I just did M. So I kind of want to do both of them at the same time. I do this with work stuff. I do a lot of beer can designs or beer can illustration things. And if we need 2 in the next little while, I'll do them at the same time, 2 or 3 or whatever. And that kind of like pushes things along more efficiently, I find, rather than like doing one, completing it, and then doing the next one. I'll do both sketches in a single phase, and then I'll do both like color blocking in a single phase, and then I'll finish them both in a single phase. And then so I'm kind of like working along with them together. And then so for this one, I'm working on one of them, of the 2 of N and O. One of them is going to be a new print or postcard for my shop. Whenever I do decide to reopen it, I do think I'm going to reopen it in the next little while. I'm thinking September, just as like a sale round to get rid of existing stock. And then I want to open it back up again in the winter, like Christmas season or whatever, and introduce a couple new items. So one of the illustrations that I'm working on is going to be for that. So yeah, you guys saw me working on the N week one, and I was debating which one I wanted to do for Patreon and which one I wanted to do for the shop, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do this one for the shop. It's kind of reminiscent of my ukiyo-e inspired other print that has existed in multiple shop runs or whatever, the one that says keep growing or whatever, that print. And it's like, it's kind of like a similar composition. In the old one, it's like a woman like on the floor like sitting, and then there's like flowers growing up. So this one is based off of a sketch that I did in like 2022 or 3 or something like that. And I posted a reel of it and lots of people really liked it. It's a study. So there's the original, and yeah, a lot of people really liked it, and I think it fits the theme with N, because N, I'm gonna choose the word nature. So yeah, just kind of like a vibe of like body positivity and like, I don't know, whatever your body looks like is natural, you are nature. So that's kind of the vibe that I was going for, and I think that would be a nice thing to put in the shop. Because yeah, when I posted this original sketch or whatever on the reel, I did get people asking like if I could make a print of it or whatever. So now I'm finally doing that. So that's cool. And then I also got a really good start on the O week. So the word that I'm choosing for that one is omen. Kind of cool. And I'm going back to my roots of, you know, Japanese demon folklore, whatever stuff. But I want to kind of try and do this like overprint Rizo print effect with it. So this is the sketch so far. The face itself I ended up going pretty ham on. I rendered it out pretty well, and then the yellow is just sketched in or whatever. So it's gonna be really different from the last 2 Patreon illustrations that I've been doing. The last 2 were very like detailed and kind of like nature focused. So I thought I would like switch it up for this one and go back to, you know, doing some like demon-y Japanese Hanya mask type stuff and make it make this one like feel a little bit more like designy. So yeah, those are what I have going. And then what's nice about having both of these going at the same time is that like I can work on this one once I feel like I've gotten to a place where I need to take a step back or like think about it for a little while or whatever. Then I can switch over to the other one and focus on that for a little while and then come back to the other one and whatever. It just creates a pace that's a little bit more open, I guess, to whatever I'm feeling, whichever one I'm feeling like I want to work on. So yeah, let's go to IKEA. How's it going? It's hot. Yeah, so just finished up at IKEA. I am heading now to my friend's house. She lives kind of nearby, because we impromptu decided to go to lunch. My other friend from Lethbridge is coming up. So, let me show you guys where I got to. So initially I worked on that butterfly. I just added the butterfly on top of the mask face or whatever. And then now I'm just kind of filling in shapes. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'm filling in shapes to kind of use as like a mask because I want to do like some speckly gradients. But I think it'll be cool. Hopefully the audio is okay. I didn't bring my mic because I didn't expect to be talking right now. But yeah, when I was at IKEA, I got recognized. Somebody who was working there, I was checking out with my little egg sandwich and coffee or whatever, and they recognized me. Hello, if you're watching this. I didn't get your name. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I feel like, so I live in Calgary, Canada, right? And I feel like, I tend to just think of my city as like such a small little butt-fuck nowhere town. But like it is a decently sized city, and I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to just like randomly run into somebody who watches my stuff, and it's making me think like, damn, is this gonna become a thing? But yeah, it was lovely meeting you if you're watching this. Hello. I'm sorry if I was awkward. I feel like I need to mentally prepare myself for next time. Fisher.
That's not a gift question. Actually, I don't know how to take. I don't know, it's still hot. It's so interesting.
I need to look at the spreadsheet. But we were only there for 4 days?
3 days, I think.
3?
This time we're there for.
Check the next day. And they gave him a sentence to check the next day.
Hi. We're back to a voiceover vibe. So yeah, I'm just continuing work on this like Hanya mask print vibe. I think this section I kind of take it over the finish line pretty much. But yeah, I'm just going through and finishing up all of the little details and everything. I feel like I went into this pretty refined. Like I did the sketch pretty tight, and I used the same like kind of shading techniques and everything that I did with my demon mask print. If any of you guys have seen my shop when it was open and remember that or own that print, yeah, I was kind of doing like the same kind of style or whatever, but into the final I wanted to use like a gradienty kind of brush, like a speckle brush for the gradients. I think that texture and that kind of style of illustration is really charming. Yeah, with this illustration and honestly the last few illustrations, as well as like moving into my next illustrations that I'm going to be working on, I've been trying to think of ways to refine them and to finish them in styles that would be attractive or applicable to certain not ad agencies, illustration agencies that I'm planning to apply to or send my work to. Yeah, some good advice that I've run into recently is that, like, if you are an illustrator that is, you know, interested in picking up representation or working with an illustration agency or agent, it's a good idea when like building out your portfolio to prepare to apply to places is to look at, you know, the artists that they work with or the projects that they do and kind of curate your own work to kind of match that vibe and present a version of your portfolio of your illustrations that would fit well with the type of stuff that they tend to look for or that they tend to pick up jobs around, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like my portfolio so far is like decent. Like I think that if I did send it around to agencies, it like I think I would be able to find representation, but I would like to look for a very specific kind of project or type of agency or representation, particularly to do with like editorial illustration would be really cool, or like book covers. So I'm trying to, you know, think of what kinds of styles would be attractive to them or that would fit that vibe. So that was very much like at the forefront of my mind working on this illustration, particularly with the like two-tone, like simple kind of shape-based language vibe that I have going. I feel like this kind of style or this illustration in particular, you could definitely see as like a book cover or I don't know, some sort of like spot illustration for like a magazine or something like that. So that was kind of like the thought process that I had going into this and working on it. Good morning, you guys. Hello. I just woke up. It is Wednesday, and I literally cannot remember the last time that I spoke to you guys. I feel like this vlog has been very, I don't know, just like disconnected, or there have been like big gaps between me doing things. I literally have no idea what's on the vlog so far. I guess how it always kind of happens. But yeah, how's it going? I feel a little strange lately. I forget if I spoke about this, but about a week ago, I don't know, I felt very like overwhelmed. I think I used my social battery too much maybe. And so for like the week after that happened, I was trying to like take it easy, be nice to myself, go slow, give myself space and time and whatever. And so I was feeling better. But now in the past couple days, I've felt a little weird. I felt a little like dissociative, if that's the right use of that word. I felt a little disconnected from life and from myself. I'm not completely sure if I'm like sad, but I feel a little like empty, which sounds very like daunting and weird, but I don't know how else to describe it. But I mean, like, in regards to my life and stuff, like, I'm just doing my normal stuff. I'm doing work stuff. I finished my my Patreon illustration for next month early, so that's like good. But yeah, I don't know. I've found myself in the last little while, like when I spend time with people, it's hard for me to be present, I guess, or like I don't really know how to act, if that makes sense. I don't know what that is. It's a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. That's just the little me update, I guess. I'm gonna journal a little bit about that this morning, try and kind of get down to it. Maybe meditate, try and like clear some of the shit in my brain that is clogging it up. I don't know. But yeah. How do I look? I just make myself cry so hard. It's kind of interesting. Like I feel like whenever I feel like weird or dissociative or like I'm kind of feeling like emotionless or empty, I feel like anytime that happens and then I like journal or I connect with myself or I like kind of get down to how I'm feeling, even though I'm feeling kind of like aimless going into that, whenever I kind of like come and meet with myself and dig into myself, I always end up, you know, having some sort of release and I cry and it's strange. I can think of, you know, other times that kind of thing has happened in that order. So what? I don't know. I feel like I don't really want to get into it too much on the vlog. The specifics of what I have just hashed out for myself, because it is, you know, to do with personal things and people in my life, which I'm happy to share things about myself, but if it has to do with my relationship with others, I'd rather, for the sake of the other person, not talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the gist or the essence of what was going on is, yeah, I think maybe like the past week or something, I was just feeling some overwhelm, low social battery. I was feeling stretched too thin, I guess, mentally and socially. And I was craving solitude. I was craving peace. I'm not sure if that's entirely what was going on. I feel like I've been trying to distract myself a lot lately as well in this past little while. I've been checking social media all the time, kind of not holding myself back from that, even though I know it's like I don't like that behavior in myself. So yeah, I don't know if that original kind of struggle, it probably stemmed from some like interpersonal relationship things, some things with some friends or people in my life that was kind of itching at me or something. But you know, since then I've had conversations with people. I've, you know, kind of dealt with whatever was on my mind and, you know, connected and whatever, and took care of myself, and so I was feeling good. And then something else happened a couple days ago that kind of made, I guess, pushed me into this kind of like a dissociative state where I didn't know what to feel. Maybe I was being like self-critical or something like that, but I was just kind of moving through the motions and trying to act normal, I guess. Maybe I was like burying some of the emotions that wanted to come up. And as I said that sentence, I'm tearing up now. So I've said this before, but like that's how I know I'm kind of like hitting the right chord. It's like picking a lock, and if you like, I have no idea how lock picking works, but like, you know how you're like digging around in there? My only experience with lock picking is in fucking Bethesda games. You're like picking around and then you can like feel the right spot. That's what that feels like when I
feel emotions coming up, that's how I know I'm picking the right spots, so that I, you know, dig into that a little bit more. But yeah, so I feel like me feeling a little like empty and emotionless and dissociative, that is a result of me, you know, kind of burying my feelings, not letting myself feel them, not wanting to confront whatever's going on, just kind of like pushing them down. But yeah, so I journaled through a lot, wrote a whole page today, and kind of got down to it and made myself bawl and you know. The thought of like how much I've grown has really made me feel joy, like an emotional kind of joy, which was a relief, because I the past couple days it's been hard to feel joy, so that scared me. But yeah, yesterday I was digging through some old sketchbooks and stuff, because I'm going on a cabin trip that's like kind of framed as like an art retreat kind of thing. So I was looking for shitty old art supplies or sketchbooks or paper or whatever to bring. And I found like a little notepad or whatever that I had started growing up, and especially in my like developing years throughout like high school and university. I often would, you know, start little notebooks and like make that, start them with the intention of being like, okay, this is going to be my planning notebook or like my inspo notebook or whatever, and I'm just going to like start this notebook and write down things that inspire me, or I'm going to sort out my whole life in this notebook, and this notebook is going to be my guide. And so many notebooks just have like 1 or 2 pages in the front, and that's it, with like some shit that I was trying to plan out. But yeah, in this notebook, I forget when I started it. I think it was maybe the beginning of uni. So things were all of a sudden very busy, difficult. You know, I've said this before, art school was the hardest I had to push myself to work in my life. And so I feel like I was just trying to like reckon with that, I guess. And I listed out like sayings or reminders of things to like push me, I guess, to be productive. And they were so like so hard on me. They were so like, fucking grind set, mindset, you do the fucking work, blah, blah, blah. Very aggressive and yeah, not loving at all. Very much like hard and all of those things. And reading that back, I was kind of like, damn, this is how I spoke to myself. And like, yeah, that's how I fucking spoke to myself. I talked to myself like a fucking emotionally abusive mother. Putting like such high expectations on myself and using negative, what are they called? Negative reassurance to push myself forward. And yeah, reading that back, it was crazy. So I feel like journaling today with that kind of fresh in my mind and knowing how I was made me feel very good. And, you know, especially working through like when I am feeling a little, you know, stunted, I guess, or I'm going through something, being able to work through it and be there for myself in a loving way, especially in contrast to seeing how I used to talk to myself and treat myself. So it's yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to see. And I feel very proud of myself for getting to where I am now. I know, like, as far as you guys know me, like, I started doing these vlogs and being open like this when I started doing therapy. So that was like the beginning of my process of learning to love myself and treat myself with love. So I feel like most of you know me as this person that, you know, is for the most part kind and loving and whatever to myself and to others. But I'm a recovering self-critic. I'm a recovering judgmental dickhead. I'm a recovering fucking superiority complex having person, you know? Like all of these revelations and all this like beauty and love that I'm able to see now for myself and for others is brand new. You know, it's something that I've learned to do just in the past couple years. And so obviously my tendencies and my initial responses to things are going to fall back into how I did deal with them when I was growing up, like pushing emotions down or, you know, maybe wanting to be hard on myself. But so yeah, just knowing that and being able to take the time to meet myself with love and hold my hand through whatever I'm going through is really cool. It makes me want to cry because what a beautiful thing. Yeah, I really am trying not to like sob on camera. Tearing up is fine and like whatever, but I don't want my voice to break. I don't want to make you guys like uncomfortable or make you guys cry. So yeah, that's all. That's all for now. I have therapy on Friday, which I'm excited for. What a relief, honestly, what a relief that I have made myself feel.
I'm gonna add another one of these raised light, maybe somewhere here. I'm not sure about this one, but whatever, I'll just leave it there.
Hi. Good morning. Just coming in back from a walk. How are you all doing? Today's Friday. So new video came out today, which is always good and also nerve-wracking and all those things. But yeah, the next couple days will be pretty chill. Chill, I guess, maybe not. I have to get a bunch of stuff done or like kind of reevaluate what I need to get done because on Sunday I'm leaving for a little road trip. I think I mentioned this somewhere, but I'm going on a little like cabin creative retreat thingy with a couple of my creative friends, and so yeah, we head out on Sunday. So anything that needs to get done kind of needs to get done today and tomorrow. So yeah. Icky. Let's see what is on the docket. Let's pull up the Notion, shall we? Okay. Got the video out today, that's cool. I need to put together a quote for a client today, so I guess I'll do that in the morning. And then, so I did finish my September postcard for Patreon. I put together the postcard and the backing, which I guess you guys already know what the postcard looks like because I've been working on it on this vlog, even though it's not supposed to be announced, I guess, until September, but fuck it, whatever. So that's cool, but I still need to do the sticker design. So I have some time this morning. I'm pretty much free other than that quote that I need to put together until noon. So maybe I'll kind of work on that, or at least brainstorm what I want to do for the sticker. Yeah, and then otherwise I just have like a few little errands I need to do. I need to go get an oil change. I need to water my plants probably today. And then, oh, it's raining. What was I saying? And then, yeah, like I said, did I say this? I have therapy at 12. This is just gonna be online today because I originally booked a session. I usually do a session in the middle of each month. And I booked my session for when I'm away. And that was on her in-person day. She only does specific days for in-person and the rest are online. So this will be my first online session with her. Which should be fine and cool and whatever. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to, okay, yeah, we'll stop there. The rest of, you know, what's gonna happen, I'll just fucking vlog. I feel like I have a bad habit of like saying like, I'm gonna do this and then we're gonna do this and then I do it on the vlog when I could just like, you know, show you what I'm doing. I don't have to like say like, I'm gonna do this next and then I do the thing next. I could just do the thing next. Whatever. So yeah. I'm gonna do it right now. Let's do some sketches of the September sticker. Let's do that now.
Interesting to me because it's very, very sour, but also kind of cute. So cute. Okay, we're ready. Aquí ya que va. So wait, Caroline Madera, you just won the brand. Congratulations.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of have this idea for the sticker to, I don't know, I really love like stupid, like doodle type stickers, if you know what I mean. Like I have a Pinterest board filled with shit like this, where it's like just very messy kind of, and like simple and like dumb. And I love that, you know, like those are my favorite kinds of like stickers, you know? Stickers that are charming to me are more like this. And I feel like I've been trying to do this vibe, but I always end up like overworking the sticker or something, or like I feel like just a stupid little doodle like that isn't good enough. And so with like how detailed and like sharp the postcard is, I kind of want to balance that out with something like stupid and funny. So yeah, these are like all of the little sketches that I've done so far, and they're kind of capturing the vibe that I'm trying to go for, but I feel like the shapes and stuff are so finicky that I kind of want to take it into digital and just play around with it. But essentially I want like a vibe where it's like, I don't know, like it's a scary like demon Hanya mask, but it's kind of just like shy because a butterfly landed on its forehead. That's kind of like more or less the juxtaposition that I wanted for the postcard art, or like the contrast, you know, something so like, you know, beautiful and delicate as a butterfly in relation to like something more kind of like scary and harsh, like a Hanya mask. I know I like kind of feminized the Hanya mask or whatever, or like beautified it a little bit for the print itself, just, I don't know, for the sake of aesthetics. But yeah, for the sticker, I kind of want to, you know, I don't know, something about, you know, a Hanya mask looking so like angry and severe, I guess, being depicted as this like stupid little fucking doodle with like 2 dots for eyes or whatever, and then a little butterfly landing on it. Something about that is charming. I think there's something there, so I want to kind of explore that a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure what to do there, so I'm gonna keep playing in Procreate and see where I get. Okay, so this is what I've come to so far. It's just like a little Hanya mask that's like looking down, and it's got a butterfly on it, and it's going, oh. But I'm not sold on it. I feel like I had an idea to make it like white on black, white line on black, but I feel like it's kind of taking away from the readability of it. Like it kind of looks like it's hard to tell what's going on. Like the butterfly doesn't stand out very well, or like, I don't know, there's something about it that I'm not fully satisfied with, so I'll probably just leave it for now and then take another crack at it. I might have to, you know, drop the black background idea. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting with it. I think, you know, like I said, I do still have a lot of time. Today is only the 16th, and I don't need this physically finished until the end of the month. So yeah, that's it. That's how I'm feeling about that. But yeah, it's nighttime now. I've kind of just been taking it easy. I don't know, I feel like days after a new video goes live is kind of permission for me to chill and slow down a little bit. I did run like some errands and stuff today, and I went to the gym and whatever. And I did intend to be a little bit more productive, but Love is Blind is just sucking me in, and I feel like that's just the vibe for tonight. So I'm gonna let it happen. And then tomorrow I have all day to finish up whatever I need to finish up before I leave for my trip. Hopefully get some good progress on editing this. But yeah, it is what it is, truly. I had a really good therapy session today with my therapist. Yeah, we basically just talked about, you know, things that I continue to struggle with, and things that, you know, I discovered about myself like years ago now, and how they still kind of affect me in my day-to-day. So it's just like a reminder to meet myself with love and compassion and give myself a break when I need it, because I tend to be very hard on myself for no fucking reason. And so yes, with that, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night doing very little. So, talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, hello you guys. How's it going? So, pardon my appearance. I don't actually look too bad, I don't think, but I just had a very cathartic, very needed good cry. I've been sorting a lot of things out for myself, I think, or like I don't know. I'm going through a lot, I think, as I always am. I'm always, you know, thinking and going through something and growing through something, multiple things, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know what this vlog is going to be like. I can't really remember exactly what's in it. I know I do like do some art making and stuff, and like I want to feel bad or feel like I haven't done enough, but I know that it's fine, and I know that that's my typical thought process with anything, is that it's not enough. So I'm sure whatever it is, it's fine, is fine. So I was planning to take today and try and, I don't know, like sketchbook a little bit more, get more shit for the vlog or whatever. This being my last day before I go on my little trip. Those are some groceries or whatever for the trip that we're leaving tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know if that's the best thing for me to do for myself. I kind of just want to, you know, take the day to do my little tasks, pack, get ready, finish up whatever I need to finish up here, and not have to worry about the vlog. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, similar to how I ended the vlog in my last vlog. Not my last one, but my last one. My last like normal vlog, because I need to water my plants.
I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I just wasn't, it just slipped my mind and I didn't do it. So yeah, please enjoy this last section of the video while I ramble at you about how I'm feeling and water my plants. This is gonna become like a common thing, maybe. But yeah, so I don't know, I literally forget what I told you guys about in regards to my therapy session yesterday or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of left me thinking about my like core being, I guess, and like my core fears and my core worries and my habitual like patterns and things like that. Sorry, one sec. This is gonna be loud while I use the water. But yeah, we talked about some things and how I feel anxiety in relation to my relationships with people, the people that I love and the people in my life, and even you guys and like my patrons and everything. And I guess, I don't know, maybe lately with like everything that's been going on in my personal life, as well as the growth and the success that I've been finding on YouTube and on Patreon, and like all of the support I feel and all of the love I receive, it's like, along with like my improving relationships with the people in my life, I now feel a responsibility in my relationship with you guys and with my patrons, because you guys are so supportive of me, and so like good to me and sweet to me, that like I, you know, that's becoming something that I think about. And because of my, you know, unhealthy perfectionism and tendency to feel like I'm not lovable or not worthy, which I know are just like beliefs that I've developed like in my childhood or early on or something, that is like obviously not true. That's not true for anybody, regardless of how many mistakes you make in your life or whatever. Everybody is, of course, lovable and worthy of love and capable of love. And so yeah, basically, I guess what we spoke about was like, because of my perfectionism and because of, you know, me feeling like I'm never good enough, I feel like with my relationships, with the people that I love and with the people that love me, I feel like I need to be perfect in order to continue receiving their favor or their love. I feel like I can't make mistakes, and if I do, then I will no longer be loved, which I know is not true, but that's the way that's what I believe if I leave my habitual thinking unchecked and unchallenged. So yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like maybe lately what's been bogging me down is because I have such a high standard for myself and I expect so much of myself, and it's like literally like clinging on to, it's like a survival instinct that like, if I can't be perfect, then I will not be loved. And if I don't provide something for others, they won't love me. So obviously, like, that is such a heavy pressure that I put on myself to constantly, you know, perform and provide and be perfect and not make mistakes and be productive and show up for people and, you know, maintain quote unquote perfection so that I will continue to be loved and I won't be abandoned. Because that's like a core, I feel like, on top of, you know, the perfectionism that I feel like I need to provide, and the shame, the like unnecessary toxic shame that I feel when I do make a mistake. It makes it like it's heavy,
you know, it's a heavy weight to bear. And it's something that obviously, like, I'm the only one that's holding this pressure on myself. And yeah, I was looking into this. I was reading an article about toxic shame, and it was saying how like perfectionism is kind of like a response to shame, in that like if you are a perfectionist and you try so hard to be perfect so that the encounters with shame are less and less, if that makes sense. Like you don't encounter criticism as often if you perform at a high level, or like if you are quote unquote perfect. But obviously, like, nobody is perfect, everybody makes mistakes. So it's like when you don't have the capacity to be perfect, or you do make a mistake, it can feel like so much heavier than it actually is. And it can be like debilitating and fucking devastating. And like if you simply don't have the capacity to be perfect, or to show up, or to provide in the way that you expect yourself to, or you hold yourself to a level to, then it's just like you break down, you fucking it's hard. Just the weight of it, of the expectation and the everything. So I feel like, I don't know, I felt a, I guess, breaking point recently in regards to that. And it was simply because I couldn't allow myself to, I'm gonna cry. God damn it. How much have I cried already in this video? This sucks. But fuck it. It doesn't matter. Okay. What was I saying actually? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, recently I kind of came to a bit of a breaking point that I did push through. I did manage to push through, but I didn't realize that it was because I just wouldn't allow myself to set a boundary of saying no to certain things that would have been completely okay to say no to. Sorry. The way that like my emotions are coming up right now, it makes it sound like it was like a crazy, terrible thing, but like not even, you know, I was stretched too thin, and I didn't have the care for myself to allow myself to be a little bit more like self-compassionate and give myself the space that I needed. It wasn't even a question. Like, if other people needed me or wanted me, I had to show up for them, because if I didn't, they wouldn't love me anymore. Or that's the belief that I was telling myself, right? So it was a battle in my own mind that brought me to that breaking point and made me so exhausted and made my emotions very high, was that I needed to be a little selfish, but my beliefs and my fears of being imperfect or disappointing people would not allow me to put myself first. And so I just pushed myself too far, I think, in order to please others. But like that, obviously, like, I know, and I can reassure myself that the people that love me don't love me because of the things that I do for them, or the services that I provide, or whatever. They love me because I am who I am, simply like base level. And I can remind myself of that, but it's when it comes down to it, it's hard to like, it's terrifying, I guess. Like, being brave enough, if my core worry is that like, if I am not a perfect friend to these people, or even with like YouTube or with Patreon or anything, if I'm not a perfect this or that for these people, they will be disappointed in me, and they will not love me anymore, and they will abandon me. And I know that like with at least like my core people, that is of course
so untrue. And I know that because I can reassure myself that, like, if they were imperfect, which of course they are, just as I am, I still love them, you know? But yeah, I feel like this big kind of deep-rooted issue kind of brings itself up over and over in a cycle. And I feel like just some recent things and some recent events in my life or whatever are just happen to be bringing it up again. And while it is like difficult to deal with, and it is a lot or whatever, it's allowing me to kind of reevaluate and be reminded that, like, oh yeah, like I'm working through a lot. I am imperfect, and that's okay. And I know how to work through it. And I know what I need to heal from this, which is the same thing as always. It's self-compassion and meeting myself with love and telling myself the things that, like, if the start of this was how I was spoken to as a child for my mistakes, or how I was reprimanded for being imperfect, in a way that, like, I should, I don't want to use the word should, but it would have been better for me to have been met with more grace and understanding and compassion. I can do that for myself now. And speaking to myself in a way that would have been healthier for me to have been spoken to when this whole core belief in myself was kind of rooted when I was a child, you know? Okay, I'm losing track of, because I'm just rambling, I'm losing track of which plants I did. So yeah, it's a lot. And it's gonna continue to be a lot, but you know, this conflict that I feel within myself obviously is good. And I'm working through it, and I get better and better at it every time that I discuss it with myself, or that I am there for myself through things like this. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about recently. Okay, let me get some more water, one sec. It's very easy to forget to talk to yourself kindly in the way that you need it. Obviously, when you're like so used to not doing that, it needs to be very intentional, which, like, I've talked about a million fucking times before. And it's tough when, like, the answer is so clear and the pathway to healing is so clear, but it's a journey, and it's a fucking lifelong one to undo the knots, I guess, in your belief systems that don't serve you, and straighten that all out for yourself in a way that's healthy and stable and good. So, yeah, that's what we're fucking going through right now. But it's okay. I'm feeling, after this morning, I sat down and I, like, talked to myself and reassured myself, and I fucking, like, bawled and cried it out, and I was there for myself, and I was meeting myself in the way that a loving parent would. I'm trying to, like, be that for myself now. It does feel like a weight has been lifted, even just recognizing it and allowing myself to feel the things that I feel, and I can't help myself through these things unless I feel them. So, yeah, That is to say, like, even though it's uncomfortable and even though it's difficult, like I don't want to be bawling, it's a good thing. It's a good, it's needed. But yeah, I am feeling good though. Like literally cries and then says I'm feeling good. Yes, I am though. I'm feeling, after being able to talk myself through some of this stuff and, at least now I know where I'm at and I know what I need and I can move forward with knowing these things now, which like I've always known, but just the reminder, I guess, is fresh in my mind. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling less lost, which is good. So I've said this before, but it's a continuous struggle knowing how to be open like this. The bigger my audience gets, it's scary, but I'm trying to maintain my openness and vulnerability and all of the things that, you guys come to me for, or, the things that I have built up my rapport, if that's the right word, on YouTube as. I don't want to let the fear of being perceived or the fear of being criticized, and by being criticized, me feeling shame, I'm trying to let go of that and just talk about what I want to talk about, show how I feel, and just let the vlogs be what they are. My videos be how they're gonna fucking be. 'Cause yeah, I want to be perfect. I want my videos to do well. I want people to like me, but I know that expectation is unrealistic and I cling to it because of a fear of being abandoned or disappointing people or, whatever. Everything we talked about. So, yeah, that's the vibe for this one, guys. Yeah, but it's like things like this need to happen. And when I'm feeling bogged down, I need to feel those feelings and root them out and get to the bottom of them so that I can start to heal them, so that I can move on and that I can focus on the things that I love about living, which is making art, which is making these videos, which is like everything. And I feel like I've been missing that lately because I've been so bogged down, because I haven't been really paying attention to what I need and being there for myself, I guess. So yes, my camera is freaking out. It thinks there's a face here, but I'm actually right here. Hello? Okay, anyways. Hello? Okay, here we go. So yeah, that's all for this video, you guys. I feel like my camera's about to stop recording because we're hitting the 30-minute mark, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this vlog. I hope it was good. I think I did get some like good art making and stuff like that in it. So yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure it's fine. But yes, time to thank my motherfucking patrons. Woo! Yeah, it blows my mind that this many people are subscribed to me on Patreon. I can't think about it too hard or I will melt and die. And yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much. It's incomprehensible to me. So yeah, thank you to my patrons for sponsoring this video. And if you want to support me directly, the best way to do that is through Patreon. So ta-da, here's the link somewhere. Yeah, you can go there and then look at what I offer. Yeah. y'all know how Patreon works. So yeah, thank you again. And that's it. Okay, lol, but my video just cut off. Yeah, look forward to the next one. I'm gonna film our little trip here, should be fun. And yeah, thank you again. Bye bye. See y'all in a bit.